Hello, welcome back on Roger Live. This is Lauriane and this is already set 3 on the Roger Live. Why set 3? Because, you know, we're doing this event. It's a kind of an anniversary for Roger because 17 years ago, the 6th of July, he won his first ever Wimbledon title, and it was in 3 sets and 2 tiebreaks. So we splitted this event in 5 different live shows, and now it's set 3 and we have still one more show to come. I'm excited. It's going to be the final tiebreak at 8 p.m. all Central European time. So please stay with us. You can get involved also, and Roger, you want them to get involved on theroger.com?
That'd be great if you guys go there and give me a shout out. A virtual shout out would be great.
Oh yes, because you can send virtual shout outs to Roger. It's like screaming through a screen and it works.
At the computer and send it to me.
But you hear that.
I do hear that, so
exactly.
not too loud.
So far, we made it to 300,000 shout-outs. I mean, that's crazy.
These are big numbers now.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people screaming.
Yeah.
We're having a crowd there.
Yes.
So please, keep shouting. But also, we have more questions coming. You ready to answer?
I'm ready for more, absolutely.
Great. Let's ask Roger. Great. Now we're going to speak to Robert. He lives in New York. He's a journalist for Hypebeast. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Robert. Good to see you.
How is New York treating you?
What's going on, guys? It's all right. You know, it's been a little hot right now, but, you know, been getting out, hiking with the dog, having some fun. You know, just trying to take... Yeah.
So, Robert, you had a question for the star of the show.
Oh, absolutely. I have a ton of questions. You know,
let us know.
Being a hype beast, you know, we're footwear fans, so this is our aim. So, Roger, I want to get into it, and the first thing I want to ask is why a casual sneaker and not something built for performance?
Right. Yeah, good question. Absolutely. I don't know. I felt very strongly about having a lifestyle sneaker. I think it was a dream of mine because I think lifestyle, there is so much different varieties we could work on together with On. And honestly, as well, building a performance sneaker just takes more time as well. So I think we're building more time, so maybe there's a hint that maybe we're also working on it, maybe secretly, you know. And I was going to maybe try to push On also to think of lateral movement sports in some ways rather than just only running, you know, which they do absolute superb, you know. But we have a lot of, as you can see, a lot of ideas, but lifestyle was for me something we could, you know, do faster. And I was really, really passionate about having a lifestyle sneaker.
Yeah, and I think another question, and we spoke about this previously, is the idea of, you know, of reinventing something that's already considered timeless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's already considered a classic silhouette. You know, why do something like that? Why reinvent something that already exists rather than doing something completely new? And what were the challenges with that? Yeah,
well, I think that's the challenge. I think how do you reinvent something that's been already done before? But that's the same thing, I think, when we see in apparel with a T-shirt or a polo shirt. You know, we see them being reinvented time and time again. And that's, I think, the approach we took as well. I think we can reinvent a classic, like a tennis-inspired silhouette like this, you know. And I think the end result is very good because I really like that we have the technology in there from running, you know, with the Cloud Tech and the Speedboard. I think this is going to be really a difference to other sneaker companies that maybe don't have that. Maybe it's a little bit higher in price point, yes, fair enough. But I think it's got some really beautiful details as well that go with it. It's sleek, and I think it's super lightweight, and it's also eco-friendly. Yeah. So we really try to go in many different ways and directions with this shoe, and now it's up to the people to decide if it's a good one or, unfortunately, maybe not such a good one. But I'm confident about the product.
Okay, thank you, Roger. And Robert, please stay with us because we have a new poll coming, and I want you to tell us what you think. The answer is, so please, to all the people watching us, just go on theroger.com and let's get to vote. So the question is, if Roger had a superpower, what would it be?
Okay.
Is it to be invisible? Is it to have superhuman strength? Or is it to be able to fly over the clouds
Yeah.
instead of running on them,
Yeah.
obviously. Robert, what do you think?
Oh man.
He was not
What was
expecting.
it?
I mean,
The first one was
what would I
invisible?
want?
Invisible.
Invisibility.
Invisible,
Yeah, visible.
super strength, or to fly.
Yeah, for Roger or for me?
For Roger, for Roger.
For Roger. I would say, man, I think it would be. He already seems to have superhuman strength on the court. He already seems to be gliding on clouds. I think if he was invisible, he would be even harder to beat. So I would go with invisible. You know, like who's beating that?
Okay, okay, thank you.
I'm not
a
answering
lot.
yet, right?
No. Don't tell us anything. We're gonna reveal the answer later. Yes. Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, and we have more questions to come. Stay tuned. The question is from Lorenzo. He lives in Virginia in the USA, and he has. Oh yes. Hi, Lorenzo.
Hello, Lorenzo.
Hi, Lorenzo from the USA.
Liebe Grüße.
Merci, thank you.
How are you, Lorenzo?
Not bad, I would say.
Yeah, you're lucky, man. Look at you. Speaking to Roger like that. What is your question?
Yeah, I'm originally from Basel, Binningen. So
Okay.
I had to represent.
Grew up not for like 10 minutes drive away. That's excellent. Nice to see you.
Genau.
Yes,
Yep.
Lorenzo, let us know what your question is.
Yeah, thank you, Lorian. So my question is, I became a recent father of a 1-year-old. Her name is Celine. And you being a tennis dad as well, I wanted to ask you, any advice as far as introducing the game of tennis that we love so much so she can love it as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've struggled with my children, I've tried to promote tennis in my household with playing a lot of matches against Rafa, Novak, and everybody.
Do they care?
No, they don't care. they need daddy home from practice or from the matches. But then, of course, we try to put a racket in their hand and, a ball in the other and see what happens, And you see very quickly which kids like to do, play with the ball or like to rather go running, outside. I think you see very quickly the differences. Now, all 4 kids play tennis because I don't want to be the only guy whose kids don't play tennis, especially not with my background or my wife's background. But what can you do? Honestly, it's just going out there and trying time and time again. In the beginning, maybe you got to bribe them a little bit. It's like if you do well, you get a sweetie. I think there's nothing wrong with that. We did that a little bit. But no, you just keep on trying. If it's really important to you, don't be a crazy dad, you know how it is. Trust the coaches, just have it being fun, especially when they're young. And then when it gets older, and like at 8 years old, when I started playing tournaments, that's maybe when you really start to get a little bit more serious, or at 12 years old, really. But in the beginning, it's about having fun. Don't forget that.
Thanks a lot, Roger, for
Yeah.
this
Thank
answer.
you.
And
Merci
thanks,
tout le monde.
Yeah,
Lorenzo.
gangster.
And
Moscow.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
Okay, we have
Thank you so much.
another question. It's an Instagram video using the hashtag #HeyRoger. And this is Maxime from Buenos Aires.
Hey.
Hi Roger, this is Maxi from Argentina. I had the opportunity to meet you last November, and after that I cried a lot. So I was wondering, what's the craziest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Okay.
So Lorenzo, it was an amazing South America tour. I toured South
you
America.
remember?
I mean, I don't remember meeting him exactly, but I remember the tour. And there was,
course.
in Argentina in particular, there was so many fans at the hotel, and everybody was waiting for me, and everybody was so passionate. I loved that, So the craziest things that have happened, I think, is people traveling around the world. It's maybe not the craziest thing to people, but to me, for somebody to get on the plane and come in a super far away place and come support me because it's me, I think that's pretty cool. Another one, I guess, is tattoos. I've seen a bunch of RF tattoos
Wow.
on bodies and places where I'm like, oh my God, really?
When it's getting to tattoos, it's really getting serious.
Right. And then the last one I was going to say is I heard some stories that parents named their baby after me. So I'm like, wow, okay. I take that as a compliment, as an honor. So those are the things I find most crazy so far.
Okay, that was really great
Yeah.
questions. Don't forget to submit yours on theroger.com. And also stay tuned because at 8 p.m. there is another tennis game.
There's
Are you ready for
the big
this?
finale, the big match.
This is how you can join. We are back at Roger Live. This is set 3, and we have a Google Meet with Brian, who is known as Cause. He's an artist in New York. Hello, Brian.
Hi.
Hey, Brian, great to see you. Thanks for being on.
Okay,
Of course.
Brian and Roger, you don't know each other, but I mean, you're familiar with his artwork.
I'm a big fan of Brian, and I've worn some of his Cause T-shirts, you know, that he did at Uniqlo as well, and I've, you know, follow him on Instagram. So it's great to finally meet you like this, and thanks for being on. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Likewise. I'm excited for you for this project.
Appreciate it. So I was just going to ask you one question, if I may ask. Maybe I'll start off. Maybe you have also a few. But you know, I have a lot of fans in Asia, and I know you're very, very popular in Asia. And I was just wondering, why do you think that is that way?
You know, I really can't explain it. I've always been very inspired by Asia and traveling to Japan, and I think I don't know. I've always just appreciated the sensibility of the people that I've met there, and enjoyed working there, and spent a lot of time doing it.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a question for you, Brian. You've been in many collaborations. You collaborated with many other artists and brands. What are the ingredients of a good or a cool collaboration? Because you're renowned as a cool artist. That's true.
You know, for me, I always like to do collaborations that I feel really strongly about. You know, I work with companies that I think have integrity and who I feel like, you know, I would be proud to be aligned with. A lot of my projects come through friendships and, you know, meeting people in different ways, and things just grow naturally.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brian. Thanth you.
You're welcome.
See you soon.
Do you have
maybe?
any questions?
Yeah, of course. I was wondering, you know, so this is
go ahead.
the 17th anniversary of your first win at Wimbledon. And what was inspiring you at the time, as far as like, were you looking at streetwear, or were you looking, you know, what kind of art, or?
I was in rock music because my coach had long hair like I did, and it was all AC/DC and Metallica, and then also I was into skateboarding and then basketball culture, you know, with the Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and all of that, and I think that's what was for me my life at the time. Okay, then maybe there was the odd boy band too, you know, and all that stuff, you know, but anyway, I think that's what was the beginning of 2000 for me. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you were really into culture.
Yeah, I liked it, yeah. And I think just traveling, I think seeing cities and places and new, I mean, I don't know. It was just an amazing time for me to get around the world like this at a young age. I had eyeballs like this.
Thank you very much, Brian, for your time.
Great.
Thank you, Roger, for answering this.
Thank you. Take care.
And
Thank you,
now
Brian.
we still have many questions. Be sure to let us know what yours is on theroger.com. And the first one is from Elena from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In French, we say Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
It's very chic.
It is very
I know. And the question is, actually, she's 5.
Oh, look at this
she's
picture.
5. That's very cute. Hey, Roger, what's your favorite color?
I think a blue like this.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
I really like this blue. I always have. Sure, red then also became popular for me because of the Swiss flag, and I don't know, I felt like red was a winning color and all that, but somehow deep down I always liked a very strong
blue.
Yeah.
So how do you feel in my living room?
I feel very good.
You feel
Thank
good.
you for putting on such a nice color.
Yes, I did my homework.
I know.
The second question is from Nam Ji-soo from South Korea. And the question is, if you were a young man again, would you marry Mirka?
What? What is this question?
Yeah. Will you marry Mirka again?
Of course I would.
If you had to do
I don't want to sleep in the doghouse, and I love her
Is
dearly.
she watching us? You
I
think
don't
so?
know. That's why I got to be careful what I
Yeah.
say. But no, of course I would. She's the best. I'm so lucky to have met her a long time ago.
How did you meet her?
We go all the way back to the Sydney Olympics in 2000, and yeah, what is it now? Almost 11 years married,
Yeah.
20 years together. We have 4 beautiful children, and I couldn't have done this without her. And yes, of course, I would marry her again. What a question, but it's a good question. Nobody would dare to ask me something
Hey,
like this.
Mirka, if
Hi,
you're
Mirka.
watching us, that was the good answer. We have another question from Rahul Jain, New Delhi, India. And the question is, if you could go back in time, would you change a decision, and what would it be? Would you change something?
Yeah, of course you do. You want to change all the
When-
matches you've lost and all, and then maybe think you could have done it again and replay those, and or in life, you know, mistakes you've made and take them back. But I think it's all part of what shapes you. I mean, I regret some decisions? Of course I do, but at the same time, you can't always go back in time
Yeah.
and make it good again. And it's what made me the person I am today. And
Exactly.
I was maybe the kind of guy who needed to take a couple of steps forward and then get smashed and then come back again and like take it in the chin again. And I kept on moving forward. And as you know, I was an honest person. I'm, you know, I live it with passion. So naturally, I'm gonna get in trouble in
And
some.
you also
in some
have
ways.
to go wrong sometimes.
You
to
got to be
learn.
wrong sometimes,
I mean,
and you got to also
otherwise,
admit when you're wrong.
Yes.
And I really have no problem to admitting that I'm wrong. So no, but a lot has happened in my life, and the decisions I've taken, I think, for the most part, have been good ones. And I've also surrounded myself with the right people. I think that's also one of the good decisions that I've been able to take. You know, choosing my friends and my team, and you know, my family have been wonderful and educated me, I think, the right way. So for me, I really cannot complain. And no, so decisions are the
Okay.
way they are.
That was the question from
Learn quickly
Rahul
as well, I
Jain.
think is key.
Yes, and now is the time to reveal the answer of our poll.
All right.
Do you remember?
What is
it?
it?
was about your superpowers.
All right, that's an easy one,
Okay,
come on.
so we have many votes on this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the answer? The answer is C. Okay, so people thought that your superpower would be flying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you think? Instead of being invisible
So
or having
I really like
superhuman strength.
the answer of a hype beast. That being invisible would be crazy because you couldn't see what shot I would be making on a tennis court. It makes complete sense, right?
Yes.
I think in life I would love to fly. Come on.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Where would you go flying?
Just anywhere, you know, like okay, let's quickly go there, and whoops, and you just go. I think that would be absolutely magic, you know. We're already walking on clouds, so how about flying to the next level? That'd be amazing.
Oh my God, that's almost a tagline. Well
I just
done. We need
thought that'd be
maybe
a
to
good
write
one,
it
maybe.
down.
I dug deep for that one.
Thanks a lot, Roger. And this is already the end of set 3. Stay tuned with us at 8 p.m. for the final tiebreak. It's going to be crazy because he's going to play tennis again, one-on-one with a super fan of his. So, speak soon. Bye-bye. I forgot to say the shout.
Live, cannot go back.
Yeah, it's done. Sorry.